who are working in my company. I'm a black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complain about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. That African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who work for your company. This is my company as a black man. My company. I was a contractor at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. A contractor for General Electrics. And the Latino workers that I hired, they are snitching on the African American workers that are hired for me to fire the African Americans so they can bring Latinos to take their place. Because white Americans have been living with African Americans even from the day when our ancestors came from Africa as enslaved people. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. There's a difference. There's a difference. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. But Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos only work with Latino. So if you ask me, I can tell you that from my own personal self, that Latinos are more discriminatory and racist towards African Americans.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagire here. Thanks for clicking on this video. So that is an African man, and I liked watching this video because he's an African man with, his own business, and he was calling out the Latinos for snitching on Black Americans, or literally saying bad things about Black Americans, on how they cannot work and they should not be hired, and how they can, bring in their own Latinos to be like working in, maybe for cheap or for more hours. I don't know. But this really brings in why Black people are always saying they do not have allies, because you have to use the card of, oh, we are both immigrants. You're immigrant, I'm an immigrant. And we can work together, so, we make, ourselves better, and not give an opportunity to a group of people that literally fought so that even this African man can have this job in America. It doesn't scream unity to me. And these are the same people that are coming out and calling the Black community to be helping them with ICE raids that are happening to them right now. But I like how this African man had to remember, wait, I am an African, Black Americans are like me, they are treated like me. And if an Hispanic person can come and talk bad about a Black American person, they can still do the same thing, to people that are African people. So I really need to stand with my people, and I loved seeing that. But yeah, guys, listen to what is going on and what people had to say about this comeback, and let me know your thoughts on it.
There's an African man talking on TikTok. He's going viral, y'all. He's going viral. He's talking about something that's been going on for a long time: the discrimination in the workplace between African Americans and Latinos. But let me speak about it because I'm African American. It happens with everyone. African Americans are discriminated by everyone. And he did make a valid point. White people don't really discriminate against us anymore. Not really. Depending on the workplace, who's there. Because I've seen where whites and Latinos get together and they concoct something against African Americans. With that being said, I have worked in numerous places with whites, and if you do your job and mind your business, you're good. But let's be realistic about the scenario. This is happening and it needs to change. We already know if we go into any type of business and it's one group of people only working there, there's a problem with that. And I'm gonna be realistic. I worked in McDonald's as an experiment, and I was the only African American there. And I can see why young individuals don't have jobs, because you have older individuals that are stuck in their way, don't want to learn English. And when you're trying to do your job, you can't communicate with them. You have young individuals working also too, that their family and wherever they are, they don't want them to learn English so they can send the money home. So it's a dialect issue also with the young generation where they don't speak English and they don't find the need to speak English. And we're disconnected, and also they're disconnected from opportunities that they could get better if they learn English. So with that being said, it does happen, and I see Africans own businesses where they won't allow African Americans to work there. Also, it's everyone, not just one group. We have to talk about it and fix it. But we see you. We see the supermarkets. We see the stores that it's only one race of people working in there. Stop shopping in there, black people. If they will not hire your sons or your daughters, stop shopping in these places. The only places there should be one race of people working in there, Spanish restaurant, soul food restaurant. Those type of restaurants are traditional, cultural, and they need to be with their races. But when we open in sandwich shops, deli shops, we can't make a sandwich. It's getting ridiculous. Stop shopping with them if they won't hire your kids.
So this African man is going viral right now, right? Because he owns a contracting company in Virginia, right? So he hires a lot of, Latinos, right? So he said that the Latinos keep snitching on him on the black Americans, right? Trying to get them fired. Yeah, trying to get them fired, right? So they could bring in more Latinos into the company, right? Y'all want to know the game these Latinos run on this African dude, right? He said, come on, man, you're an immigrant. We immigrants, we got to look out. They said, immigrant unity, brother. These black men, they lazy, bro. They clack, they coming late, they leave early, bro. I could bring you Juan and Jose over here, bro. They're gonna work twice as hard for half the price, bro. What are we doing here, man? And oh my God, are black people furious in that comment section, right? But it was an interesting that he said, right? He said they kept snitching on black Americans. They were snitching. If you're snitching, it means that the individual is probably doing something they're not supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he kept saying that they're snitching on them. You don't snitch on somebody who gets there on time, right? Stays late if they have to, works hard and bust. You don't snitch on a hardworking person, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really quite understand the vid. I don't know if this dude was like trying to pander to the black American community, but why would you say that they're snitching on black Americans? What is it a snitch on, bro, if they work hard? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody in the comments is losing and talking about this is what they do, man. They're looking out for their own people, this and that. And it's like, bro, that's what everybody does. Everybody looks for their own people, man. If you ever look at whoever's in charge of an organization and you look at the people around them, that's going to be a reflection of those. But them saying, yo, you're an immigrant, I'm an immigrant, I got my cousin that just came across the border, bro. Twice the work, half the price. Hey, if you want it, you take it. If not, you keep dealing with your mom.
The tension between the Black and Latino community needs to stop. And we need to be the generation to stop it. Anti-Blackness exists in our community. We know this. Anti-Blackness also exists within the Black community itself. All communities of color struggle with this. And the reason why is what we all have in common. We were all colonized and trained to have a mindset of you versus me for survival. But that ends with us. We need to lead with unity and not division. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to stop pointing the finger in both communities and make the decision that we are going to choose to be united versus divided. I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, but here are examples of how you can show up differently and be the change you want to see. Number one, share stories of solidarity. Share stories of love. Share stories of when you have experienced the Black or Latino community showing up in your spaces. We need to shift the narrative. Number two, if your reality is division between the Black and Latino community and your goal is unity, then it is up to you to seek out examples of when the Latino and Black communities show up for one another, where they show love, where there is actual solidarity, because guess what? It exists. And if you need a place to start with me. I am happy to be a part of your network of Latinos who have nothing but love for our Black sisters and brothers. Number three, ask your neighbors how you can be helpful. You need to lead with your heart in this moment. That is the only way that we are going to experience an actual shift. We have to show up as human beings. We have to show up vulnerable. We have to show up as the change that we want to see. Lastly, ask others to join you. If members of the Latino and Black community have a hard time seeing it, let's show them how it's actually done. I stand with my Black brothers and sisters, and I also stand with my Latino familia. But the change, it starts with us. I love you.
It's quite interesting, really, to see that Latinos are coming out and calling out the black community for help, but then they don't even want to associate with them in workspaces. And yes, I can understand, like, in workspaces, everyone is for their own, and everyone is in competition with each other as colleagues. But if you have to say, black Americans are lazy, like, you should hire me and my people, and we are better than, these black Americans, the same people that literally fought for even this African man to be able to have a job in America, and you are still trying to put like that division amongst him and his people. It just doesn't sit right with me. And I mean, a lot of people have been talking about how when Latinos, open up like spaces, they don't hire black people, not even Africans. But you have the energy to come to an African man and tell him not to hire another black man. Make it make sense. I also saw another video where a gang of Latinos literally went and burnt down homes of black people just to replace them with Latinos. I'm like, what kind of hatred can someone really have? Like, what did black people really do to anyone? Like, I mean, we've always been like invaded in all spaces. We're invaded in Africa. My people are not even free really in America. And then these other groups of people kind of tend to put the blame still on black people for whatever decision that they make. Like, it's insane. And the fact that you don't even want to work with black people, but you are the same people that are coming out and calling for their help really speaks volumes.
Down south wasn't the only place that drove out black people from certain areas just because they were black. That happened in Los Angeles too. Boyle Heights. See, they firebombed housing developments with black families in them. And if you don't know what a housing development is, it's basically the projects, a row of apartments all in a certain section. And they firebombed these apartments because of black families being there. Just simply race motivated, race driven. And not only black Americans, they did it to Afro Latinos. That's why I'm like, when Afro Latinos be fighting for their life to be Latino, they don't see you as Latino. They see you as black. And this is how heartless they are. They did this all on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day. And mind you, these people were not active gang members. These were people struggling, low income people. And you know who they replaced these people with, these black families with? Latino families. In certain sections of LA County, they're still like sundown towns. You can't be out there after dark if you black. And these erasure campaigns, black erasure campaigns, been going on since the 90s.
And here's the thing. This is why I come and talk about why we should not really have like the diaspora wars. Because every time we come on the internet and fight each other and say these horrible things about each other's black people, it benefits these other groups of people. Because if we were a group of people that was connected and working together, there's no way these Latinos would be coming to this African man and telling him to not hire black Americans. Because I mean, they cannot do the same thing to palm people. Like, they cannot go to a white person and be like, oh, don't hire these other, let's say, Europeans because we are better. No, they can't, because they know these people always stick with themselves. So I really love that Africans are also like now having sense to be standing with our brothers and sisters and talking about the truth of what it truly is. And in the comments, everyone was really agreeing with what this African man was saying. Like, it's that crazy. Latinos really don't like seeing black people in the same spaces as them, which is insane, because the freedom they all have, or most minority groups have, is from actually black people. Like, make it make sense. Guys, that is it for me in the video. I really appreciate this African man for speaking up. Like I said, most people in the comments were in support of him, meaning he was saying something that was really right, and something that people have been saying for quite some time. So yeah, kudos for us to really starting to stand with ourselves and supporting each other's black people, Africans. Like, we need that. Yeah, enough with the diaspora wars and move the unity. Guys, that is it for me in the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.